I epoxied the desk. I actually recorded it. I went live and did a live thing. And if you were live, you would have seen it. However, my wife was watching Full House in the other room, and you can barely hear it. And YouTube blocked, and I'm not sure, but they may have deleted the video because of the background audio. So good on them for building some machine learning tools that are that good, but seriously, that's pretty retarded. Anyway, this is what it looks like. A couple of problems that I've got. So it is really shiny. It looks really cool. These knots that I didn't want to fill, I wanted to just leave them open and have them fill up with epoxy. Well, they're leaking. So that one in particular is leaking epoxy down here. And I've got a piece of tape here so that it doesn't leak down onto the floor, but it's leaking onto the floor anyway. There's not really a lot I can do about it. You can see it kind of dripping there. Got another one right here. This knot right there has an opening right under the table right there. And you can see it dripping slowly down the side of the leg. And then this one, which I thought was a really cool knot, is leaking out the bottom onto the floor. So I've tried to put some tape on the bottom to try and stop the leaks, but I don't think it's going to work. So I may have to come in and mix like a tiny little bit of epoxy again. And once this is dried, I think once it's dried and cured, it'll be pretty sealed, pretty well sealed. So I'll just dump a tiny bit of epoxy into these little holes just to fill them and make sure they're filled. But for now, I'm just going to have to deal with little drips of epoxy on the floor. The other thing I'm nervous about is this masking tape that I've used. I'm worried. Epoxy is basically super glue, right? And I'm concerned that it's basically going to super glue blue masking tape to the edges of my desk. So I've set a timer at about 2 o'clock, a little bit before 2. I'll come in here and slowly try and remove some tape and see if the epoxy is still, if it's cured enough to hold its shape, but not totally hard yet, if that makes sense. Hopefully that'll allow me to remove the tape without having it get stuck and ruining my life. Well, it wouldn't ruin my life, but it would make me pretty upset. So I'm going to let this go, and in about an hour I'm going to come check on it and see how we're doing.